A fireside chat is a term that originated in the United States during the 20th century to describe a form of informal and intimate communication between a prominent leader, typically a president or prime minister, and the public. The term was popularized by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who conducted a series of radio broadcasts to the nation during his time in office. These broadcasts were aimed at addressing the American people directly, fostering a sense of connection and trust, and explaining government policies and actions in a relatable manner. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, began using the term fireside chat in 1933 during the Great Depression. At that time, the country was facing severe economic hardships, and many Americans were looking for reassurance and hope from their leader. Roosevelt recognized the power of the relatively new medium of radio as a means to reach the masses and decided to utilize it as a platform to communicate with the American people. The fireside chats were a departure from traditional presidential communication, which had typically been delivered through formal speeches and press conferences. Instead, Roosevelt spoke in a warm conversational tone, as if he were speaking directly to individuals sitting by a fireside in their living rooms. The chats were carefully scripted and rehearsed to ensure clarity and accessibility. During the fireside chats, President Roosevelt discussed various issues, including the state of the economy, the government's efforts to address the Great Depression through the New Deal programs, and international affairs. He explained complex policies in simple terms, using relatable examples to help the public understand the government's actions and objectives. The impact of Roosevelt's fireside chats was profound. They created a sense of personal connection between the president and the American people, instilling confidence and trust in his leadership. The chats helped to ease public anxiety during a time of crisis and garnered widespread public support for the New Deal initiatives. In addition to their informational content, the fireside chats were also effective in bolstering Roosevelt's public image as a caring and empathetic leader. His ability to communicate directly with the public and convey a sense of understanding and concern endeared him to many Americans. The success of the fireside chats demonstrated the power of effective communication in shaping public opinion and building public support for government initiatives. The concept of the fireside chat has since been adopted by other leaders around the world and has evolved to include other forms of media, such as television and digital platforms. In conclusion, a fireside chat refers to an informal and intimate form of communication used by prominent leaders to address the public directly. President Franklin D. Roosevelt popularized the term through a series of radio broadcasts during the Great Depression, where he spoke in a warm and relatable manner to explain government policies and actions. The fireside chats fostered a sense of connection and trust between the president and the American people, ultimately helping to shape public opinion and garner support for government initiatives. The concept of the fireside chat continues to be relevant in modern times, with leaders using various media to engage with their constituents and build public understanding and support.